control your dreams, or watch them the next day? Ooh. Hey everybody, welcome to a new episode of Would You Rather, a game where you must answer questions and guess which one you would rather do. So for example, this one, would you rather live in ancient Greece or live in ancient Egypt? You have to pick. But the thing I will be doing is I'll be picking my own choice, but I will also be guessing which one other people have picked, because that's much more fun, isn't it? But before I begin, guys, I've got a question for you. Would you rather have yourself just a normal old plush toy, or would you have yourself a Galaxy plush toy? That's right, on Friday the 5th of May, Galaxy is released, and you'll be able to purchase him immediately and get him shipped immediately. There's no waiting a month. He will be out, he'll be ready, and he is lovely. He is going arf, 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 because he's so happy to see you guys. So I'm excited for that on Friday. Make sure you're excited too. That'll be alex-plays.com. But anyway, here we go. Would I rather live in ancient Greece or live in ancient Egypt? Both of them hot climates, very hot climates, and both of them have very bad things that are happening. Like ancient Greece, a lot of killing, a lot of stuff happening there. But ancient Egypt as well, I think probably also the same. But maybe, depends. If I'm like a fancy man, I may be in, I'm gonna pick Greece. I've always loved the Grecian culture, so I'm gonna go Greece. 76 people, 76% of people have chosen Greece. It's an interesting choice. It's an interesting choice indeed. So let's go to the next one. Have no eyebrows or have a unibrow. If you have a unibrow, you can just shave it off, surely. So obviously that one, duh. But then again, if you have no eyebrows, you could always draw on what type of eyebrows you want. You could, if you're feeling upset or angry one day, you can just have big angry eyebrows on your face. And then that would be great because you don't have to worry about I don't know what I'm trying to say. You don't have to worry about making emotions, maybe? Anyway, that one. I'm going to go with unibrow. Oh my gosh, it's almost a 50-50. And would have thought that would be more because then you could just shave it off. But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We'll go to the next one. Would you rather only write in cursive or only type in caps? Ooh. Cursive, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful when you go to write in it. But only typing in caps, you wouldn't have any emotion, you know. You can't look like you're doing proper grammar. So I'm going to say cursive. Boom. Yeah, 66%. That is definitely the one that I would go with. What about, would you guys write in cursive? You guys, I don't know, because when I was at school and when I was younger, we'd be forced to write in cursive, and I hated it because it looked disgusting. It looked horrible. And then years later, when I was in high school and college and stuff, I would write separate letters, which looked so much neater, so much more compact on the page. So I don't know why they make you write in cursive. What is that about, huh? Why? Why does it need to be cursive? All right, would you rather lie every time you're asked a question or tell the truth every time you're asked a question? Oh boy, so lying. Oh, these are both difficult because if you lie every time, no one will believe you about anything, which is good if you're asked something really personal, but telling the truth, you wouldn't be able to lie. You couldn't fake anything. You couldn't tell someone a lie to save their feelings or something. You just have to be straight up. So if someone was trying on some jeans or something and they asked does my bum look big in this? You'd have to go, yes, and then they would go and slap you. So I think I'm going to go for the truth on that one. Yeah, 75%, because if you lie every time, you wouldn't be able to fill in exams because all the questions would be wrong. And I think that's pretty much the only thing I can think of right now. Wait, but if you're in somewhere that making a sandwich for you or Subway or something, or you're in a restaurant and they're like, what would you like? And then you would say something else that you don't want. So how would you get around that? I don't know, that's difficult. Oh boy, yeah, you would not want to be lying for every question. Okay, be tall and really skinny or be buff and really short. How tall is really tall? Or how tall is tall and how short is really short, you know? Because if you're sort of a bit shorter than what I am, then wouldn't mind being buff and really short. But if that's sort of a dwarf size, then that looks very strange and probably not be better than being tall and really skinny. But if you are tall and really skinny, you're tall at least anyway. So there you go. But I'm gonna say tall for that one. Yeah, 68%. Wow. Yeah, because if you're really short, then I don't know, you just be too short to do things. All right, would you rather have stretchable legs or have stretchable arms? Now, this is an interesting one because we can think of a million different reasons to have either of these. Stretchable legs, if there's something you can't quite reach, you just go whoop, Then again, you could do that with your arms as well, but you wouldn't be able to see into the cupboard or whatever you're trying to reach. Stretchable arms. If you're walking down the road and you see someone about to get hit by a car, you just go, your arms would stretch out and you'd be able to save them. That's a good one. But what about stuff for evil? How could you use these for evil? I don't know. How could you use these for evil? Have stretchable arms or stretchable legs? I can't think of any way, really. There's probably a way, but I'm not sure. You could probably fly if you had stretchable arms as well, because if it's stretchable just long ways, then that you wouldn't be able to fly. But if you can stretch it sort of any direction, you can make your hand like really big, long and flat, and you'd be able to fly probably. So that would be really cool. But stretchable legs, you'd just be able to walk across cities because your legs would be so tall. Maybe arms. I'm gonna go with arms for that. Oh, 77% chose arms. Wow, yeah, I guess because arms are probably the most useful thing you have. Oh, here's a good one. Would you rather sound like anyone you want or speak any language you want? Oh, I think sound like anyone you want I'd do, because you could do an amazing impression of anyone and sort of therefore you could sound like you're speaking any language you want, surely, if that's how it works. Because I just love to be able to do an impression of anyone that someone says, or even just anyone I'm talking to like really freak them out, because they'd say something and then I'd say something back in the exact same voice, and then they'd be like, "You're amazing. How are you doing that?" And I would be like, "Oh, I had a magic would you rather wish." It's a pretty poopy wish, honestly, compared to some other ones that you can get on here, but it's pretty good. So I'm going to go with sound like anyone. No. Wow, that was wrong. I mean, I still want to do that, but I mean, I was wrong in like the levels there. 71% of people wanted any language, which would be useful in the modern world probably, because if you went to any other country on holiday or just go to live there, you wouldn't have that barrier anymore. You'd be able to automatically talk with them, which is pretty amazing. I do like that. But surely any language would also mean animals too, right? Because they do speak in their own languages. So could I go like underwater and go blah, blah, blah and speak to fish? Could I go and talk to cows and cats and dogs? Imagine if you could talk to your cats and dogs. Would you rather talk like Yoda or breathe like Darth Vader? Now, to those who haven't seen Star Wars, let me give you some examples of these characters. So Yoda, speak like this you do. And Darth Vader breathes like, which I breathe like normally because I have bad asthma. So I'm going to talk like Yoda because that is so much more fun than breathing like I do. Alrighty, on to the next one. Freeze to death in the Arctic or burn to death in the desert. I think I did this in another Would You Rather, and I would have said, I think freeze to death because your heart would stop and your brain would stop pretty quick, but burning is going to be painful. So yeah, 78% on that. Wow, that was a hard one. Gandalf is your granddad or Dumbledore is your granddad? If Gandalf was your granddad, then that means you probably don't have magical powers. However, if Dumbledore was your granddad, you probably most definitely do have magical powers and you would have gone to Hogwarts and you'd be able to do wizard stuff. So that, Dumbledore is your granddad. 50-50. Wow, that's almost identical there in the numbers, only 4,000 out. I mean, that's amazing to me that is split so evenly, but Dumbledore is definitely my choice. Or would you rather cure cancer or make first contact with an alien race? Now, first contact with an alien race, they could be here to kill us, right? So that would be terrifying because I wouldn't want to talk to them because I would be afraid that they would kill me immediately the moment I said something. And of course, curing cancer would save a lot of the world. So I'm going to say that. I'm going to say cure cancer. Because as cool as it would be to make first contact, curing cancer is definitely way and above more important than talking to an alien. But then again, they would probably also have a thing called cancer because the way that cells work, their cells probably also break down in the same way, right? So then aliens probably already have the cure for cancer, so we could have made first contact, then got a cure for cancer. But now I don't get to talk to the aliens and someone else does, but at least we have cancer cured. Be woken up at 3 a.m. every morning and be forced to watch Mrs. Doubtfire, or get punched in the face by an average man once every 2 months. Now, Mrs. Doubtfire is a great film, a classic of Robin Williams, rest in peace. But get punched in the face by an average man. Oh, an average man, so I guess may hurt, may not, every 2 months. But then again, if you're up at 3 a.m. every morning, you have yourself a routine. You don't have to watch Mrs. Doubtfire like just continually, I wouldn't imagine. You could probably do things during it. But I just want to see the scene where he comes up behind the fridge and goes, "Oh, hello!" That makes me laugh. That's so funny. But I'm going to go with get punched in the face, actually, because I'm not watching Mrs. Doubtfire every morning. I'd go insane. Righty, let's go to the next one. Control your dreams or watch them the next day. Ooh. I'm gonna say control them, because watching them, yeah, that's interesting, but controlling your dreams, you would literally live like not 2 lives, essentially, because you go to sleep and you can have another life. You can do what you want. And yeah, and that's it. You can do what you want. You can do anything in your dreams. So there, that one. Why have 42% of people said watch them the next day? Controlling them is a million miles better, because you do have a second life, one where you're a superhero or whatever. Okay, would you rather work a minimum wage job for the rest of your life or live in the wilderness for the rest of your life? By living in the wilderness, does it mean like you have like a stick and leaf hut, maybe, with no technology or anything? Or does it mean a cabin in the woods? Well, I don't know. It's tough. I'm gonna say wilderness, because that would be nice. Just living out in the wilderness, not worrying about anything. 54, that's almost split evenly, surprisingly. Okay, this is a deep one. Would you rather be the last human left on Earth or be dead? Now, if you're the last human, that would make you go insane pretty quick, I feel, because you'd essentially just be living an apocalypse. Like, nothing would be anywhere. There's no hope of rescue. You just have to live out your last days. And because you're the last human, nobody's powering power plants, nobody's like controlling things, growing things. So you literally have to do everything yourself, and there's no more internet. Just like that, it would be gone, unless somehow you'd go and hook up like generators to a server center and stuff, but you'd probably need to do that across the entire world. It probably just would not work. That is crazy. Where is the internet held? Like, is it in a certain place? Is it everywhere? It's quite amazing, that, isn't it, the internet? I'm gonna say probably be the last human anyway, because I'd still love to live a life like that. Be interesting. I think I'd do well. I think I'd do well living in a mansion somewhere, maybe. Okay, would you know a few things about everything, or know everything but only about a few things? I'm gonna say know everything about a few things. Oh no, oh I didn't realize. Know a few things about everything. Probably actually a few things about everything, because you could always come up with a little snippet of information. If someone's stuck on something, you could be like, but then again, it may be the wrong information, because if someone's researching like the world's fastest steam train, and the only thing you know about that is the fact that it was red, that's not helpful, because you don't know the speed of it, you don't know like how big it was, how much it can pull and stuff. So I'm gonna say know a few things anyway, because that's just weird thing to have to know, like tiny bits about stuff. And it's 68%. Wow, okay. Oh boy, would you rather slam your hand in every door or fall down every flight of stairs? Oh, whoa, okay, ooh. Fall down every would it be like a dangerous tumble fall, or would you sort of just like fall down on your bum going boom, 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 boom? Because that's quite fun anyway, right? But slamming your hand in every door, no way, you could just never take the stairs. There, boom, I'd live in a bungalow, it would be fine. Wow, there we go. So that was a bunch of would you rather questions where we had a tough time guessing some of them and working out which ones I'd rather do. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up. If you want to also see more of this, make sure you smash that subscribe button too. So until next time, bye.